Hey everyone, Shabba Gamer here, and welcome to another top match in SWE. This was Samoa Joe versus Luke Harper for the United States Championship. And here we go then, ready to go. I'm looking forward to this one. Of course, Samoa Joe won the right to have this United States Championship match when he defeated Bray Wyatt a few weeks back on Throwdown. Of course, he has been very much tangled up in this Roman Reigns Bret Hart storyline, which has been a bit of an odd one, really, hasn't it? The fact that Roman Reigns and Bret and Samoa Joe and Bret have been fighting out all month, but then Joe to get this match here against Luke Harper, and of course Roman Reigns in the main event facing up against Zack Sabre Jr. That's what sort of allowed Bret Hart to go off against Umaga, I suppose. And I think it's going to be pretty interesting to see how this one keeps developing on this little feud. Like I said, we are going to have some new people joining the roster next week. Well, our next episode of Throwdown, we're going to see quite a few debutantes. Of course, we've seen a lot of debutantes so far in some of the other brands, but I thought there was not much point at this point in time of giving you loads of debutantes when we were the week or so before the pay-per-view. So we're going to have a full month next month of the new people. There are some people joining from other brands. There are some people joining from outside as well, which is going to be interesting. And I'm very interested in some of the trades that PJ Tovey is offering me as well, because that is a pretty interesting one in my opinion. One of the trades is massive, and I am incredibly pleased that PJ Tovey wants to go ahead with it, and I think it's going to be a real good one for us as well. And of course, here comes your United States Champion, Luke Harper. Did he win the belt? Yeah, he won the belt at the last pay-per-view against Austin Aries, and he's held this belt now for 4 weeks. And I told you you'd be happy because I have managed to retrieve the old United States Championship that we had on Season 1 of the SWE Universe mode. I know the belt that we had in this second series wasn't as aesthetically pleasing, should I say? But this one here is the one that you guys love so much. It took me a bloody long time to find it, I tell you. The Community Creations is not easy to use. Well, it's easy to use, it just doesn't do what you want it to do. That's the problem. You tell it to do something, then it goes crazy and does something completely bloody different. There you go. I'm looking forward to this one. A big, hard-hitting, tough match, I think, this one. And I think both these guys are going to be desperate to walk out of here. Luke Harper finally gets himself a bit of gold in this universe mode. I'm pretty sure he doesn't want to lose it straight away, but Samoa Joe knows that opportunities like this are not going to come often. There it is. The United States Championship. Your challenger, after defeating Bray Wyatt a few weeks back in a one-on-one match on Throwdown, is Samoa Joe. Also got a big victory a couple of weeks ago alongside Roman Reigns in a tag team main event against Owen Hart and Bret Hart. That was pretty interesting as well, actually. And technically got a win over Bret Hart because it was a known... well, Bret Hart was unable to compete after being assaulted by Roman Reigns. So technically, on the rankings, he got the points for that. And of course, your champion, one of my favourite wrestlers in the WWE, a man I'm pretty disappointed is not getting a better rub in SmackDown, and that is Luke Harper. For me, you start putting Luke Harper against the likes of Shinsuke Nakamura. Come on. Come on, Vince, Shane, whoever's writing SmackDown these days, Road Dogg. Do it. Just give Luke Harper a chance. He's big. He's a good look for a wrestler. He's everything that Vince normally like jizzes over, and he's just getting no attention at the moment at all. It really frustrates me. It's like the one time there's a big guy that I want to be used really well, they're not being used. Luke Harper could be the Braun Strowman of SmackDown if used correctly. But there you go. That's enough of me moaning and bitching, I suppose. Luke Harper there now with a sidewalk slam on Samoa Joe. Which one of these two guys will come out of this on top? I dare say Roman Reigns will not get involved in this one, considering he is preparing for his main event this evening. But you never know these days, do you? Oh, Wheelbarrow German suplex there by Luke Harper, catching Samoa Joe. Harper now bringing Joe back up to his feet, and Joe sending Harper over the top. Joe now dragging Luke Harper into the middle of the ring. Big boots right in the face. Harper taking Joe down. And this can be very much ground and pound, this one, of course. Joe has a lot of heavy strikes and also quite a accomplished submission wrestler as well. Luke Harper, a bit more down and dirty. He's a bit more of a brawler. He's not going to worry too much about making it look pretty, but he's going to cause a lot of bloody damage in the proceed. And here he's now just stomping on the ground is Samoa Joe. Joe back up, sending Luke Harper face first into the mat. I never got to the match I was desperate to do. Luke Harper and Brody Lee in a tag team match, but it never managed to happen in the end. I always get them confused. Luke Harper and Bruiser Brody, not Brody Lee, because of course Luke Harper is Brody Lee. Of course, Luke Harper very much designed himself after Brody Lee, one of his heroes growing up as a wrestler. Luke Harper now again rolling Samoa Joe over into the pin. Again, only enough for a near count. A near count? A near fall, shall I say. Joe with the elbow right in the gut of Luke Harper, then takes him down with a running STO. And now Joe looking to work on the arm of Luke Harper, and that's going to take away some of his aggression as well, Harper. Like I said, he's very much strong style, and without being able to use his arm that well, he's going to take away quite a lot of his aggression, but I don't know how much damage was done there by Joe. Harper doesn't seem to be favouring that arm at all. Harper rolling Joe for the pin, and Joe was much a dead weight there. Only a 2 count though, and Harper is looking pretty strong in this situation right now. The Empire yet to really strike, is it? Well, Umaga got the victory earlier, so the Empire is not doing too badly here this evening. As Luke Harper now just wrenching back at the neck of Samoa Joe. Yeah. Luke Harper now bringing Joe back up, but Joe playing possum, catching Harper with the jab in the gut, now taking him up on his shoulders. In for a Death Valley driver. As Joe now just backs away into a corner, just trying to recuperate a little bit of energy. Oh, Joe with a the belly to belly suplex, should I say. Elbow to the chest now by Luke Harper, now in for another pin. 1. And it's only a 1 count. That's crazy. Harper now dropping a boot right in the back of the head of Samoa Joe, now continuing the strikes right in the face. Joe now raked to the eyes of Luke Harper. Hooks him in for a T-bone suplex. Joe now slamming the arm of Harper right into the mat. Up he comes, and Joe is in control of this match at this point in time. Has he got enough to finish Luke Harper off, though, and claim himself the United States Championship as Joe splash into the big strike to the back of the head. That move once knocked Kurt Angle clean out in TNA. Can Joe capitalise on the damage done to Luke Harper? No, he gave Harper just a bit too long to recuperate, and now Harper taking control of the match once again, sending Joe into the turnbuckle. Hoists him up high. Harper, oh my word. Super fall away slam. Joe ended up on the other side of the ring. There's the pin. That could be enough, you know. 1, 2. Oh my word. Of course, the bigger they are, the harder they fall. And Joe's a big lad. He fell hard there. But Joe fighting back with that knee right in the face. Joe again dropping an elbow right in the knee. Boot in the back by Joe on Harper, and Harper's now back up. Big uppercut, but Joe stays on his feet. Spinning back fist. Now Joe taking Harper up on his shoulders into a Samoan drop. 2, only a 2 count. Harper still has enough in the locker. We're yet to see any big moves though, aren't we? We're yet to see a discus lariat from Luke Harper. Yet to see the Coquina clutch by Samoa Joe. Joe with the alley-oop suplex. And it might be the first person who can hit their finish maneuver that's going to win this one. It's very much on tenterhooks at the moment. Both guys getting a lot of aggression. Joe fighting back with a boot in the face of Luke Harper. But Harper now sending Joe into the corner. But Joe catching Harper with that slam. But Harper now taking Joe down. Nobody is able to get any long-term aggression on this match at all. So back and forth. Harper dropping a knee right into the spine. And now Harper backing away into the corner just to try and catch a little bit of energy up. Dropping Joe face first on the mat. Harper now dropping a boot right into the gut of Samoa Joe as well. Big right hand strikes, and I think Harper, yes he has, he's busted Joe open now. And this match is a little bit more difficult than I think Joe might have expected. I think, like I said, Harper in his first championship run here in SWE, he does not want to waste that by losing this belt. Knee to the gut, and discus lariat by Luke Harper on Samoa Joe. There's the pin. 1, 2. Oh my god, he's kicked out. He's freaking kicked out. How was he kicked out of that? Well, barely nothing in it there, was there? Luke Harper again, back up. Looking to continue the assault on Joe. German suplex folding Joe in half. What more can he do though? Harper slamming the arm of Joe into the mat, and Harper is in full control at this point in time. Oh, commentator's curse. Joe taking control. Again, now it's Harper busted open by Joe. These two guys both bleeding as Harper hits a half and half suplex on Joe. And all of a sudden it's Harper knocking out the suplexes. It's normally Joe's arsenal. And Harper again so close to a 3. Harper now bringing Joe up to his feet, but Joe playing possum. A boot right in the lower regions there of Luke Harper. A little bit lower than it probably should have been, as Joe now German suplex and keeps the grip and rolls the hip for a dragon suplex, and once again keeps the grip and rolls the hip. Hooks the arms in for a straight jacket German suplex, bridges for the pin. 1, 2. Oh. Oh my god. What a match. What a match between these two. Every match tonight has actually been very high quality. I'm quite happy how things are going for this pay-per-view. I think I'm trying to blow PJ Toby out of the water here, and this pay-per-view just could do it. Harper fighting back with the uppercut. Now into a sit-out power slam. Hooks the leg. 1, 2. And again, Joe just about able to kick out. Harper up on the middle rope as Joe slowly getting back up to his feet. Harper stalking. Oh my word, Harper with a hurricanrana. Luke Harper showing that he is the most athletic big man I think the WWE may have ever had, with high flying maneuvers like that. as Joe forcing Luke Harper away. Harper catching the boot of Joe into a dragon screw. It's going to weaken Joe's core strength and maybe affect his ability to lay out some more suplexes. You never know. Harper with the elbow drop right in the heart and a second one as well. Dropping it right in the sternum that time. Oh, Joe catching Harper and rolls him up. 1, 2. Oh, I need a 2 count. I thought that might be it, you know, because those little cheeky roll-ups have they got a higher chance of getting a win. Joe with a loose vertical suplex. Joe just taunting the crowd now, letting them know that he's in control. Brings Harper back up to his feet, and Joe gets caught with the arm drag by Harper. A big uppercut as well. Joe's shaken there, but comes back in with a jab of his own, and this match is descending now into strikes as Joe taking Harper up on his shoulders into a Samoan drop. Samoa Joe now just drags Luke Harper into the middle of the ring. Brings him back up and big boots to the face. Of course, Harper's already busted open. Now Joe, big back senton flattening Luke Harper. Joe bringing Harper back up to his feet. Now into a German suplex, and again, keeps the grip, rolls the hip. In for a dragon suplex. Keeps the grip, rolls the hip. We've seen this earlier on. Hooks the arms in. Straight jacket German, bridges for the pin. 1, 2. And we have got a brand new United States champion in possibly the match of the evening. We've still got a little bit of time yet to see if that is going to change. But Samoa Joe, what a victory, and what a match between these two as well. That's definitely getting a gold star in my little folder. It was a great match, it really was. I'm so impressed with these two guys, and of course I'm a massive fan of Luke Harper. A little bit gutted that he's lost the championship here, but Samoa Joe put on a fantastic performance, and he's more than capable to be our United States champion. Samoa Joe, that makes him... He's had the Mayhem Championship, and now he's had the Throwdown Upper Mid-Card Championship. Nobody yet has won the Main Event Championship on 2 separate brands. Of course, CM Punk had a great opportunity a couple of months ago, or was it last month actually, at the Second City Throwdown. Of course, former Mayhem champion he is. But again, it was a fantastic win here for Samoa Joe. There he is, United States Championship in hold, and it is going fantastically well for the Empire now. Victory for the debuting Umaga. Victory and brand new champion here, Samoa Joe. Can Roman Reigns cap off the Empire's fantastic evening when he takes on Zack Sabre Jr. later on inside that steel cage? We've still got one more match for you before that, though. A big triple threat.